All right, I'm going to have a go at the Guardian's Cryptic Crossword for Monday, December 2nd. And as we're used to at this stage, every second Monday it is Vulcan. Let's see what Vulcan has for us. Performing one's duty. Oh, and I do like, again, a grid. We've been getting quite a few of these recently where they're using all of the outer edges of the grid. Performing one's duty. I have a feeling it's going to be a double meaning of duty as in tax. And then performing might be do. Could that be one of the two-letter words? And one's maybe something your... I don't know. I don't get that. Let's try period with insects when you're having fun. I don't know why the ellipses are there, but I presume it's going to be a word for period, age, or, it could be a day or a week or year. And then some insects, ants maybe at the end. When you're having fun. Something pants, something, what other insects? Bugs? No. Tricky. After work, retire to a foreign country. I'm thinking if country might be the definition. After work, so work, of course, we've seen opus, OP. Retire might mean put something backwards. Poland or Portugal are too long, short or long. And then to a foreign, I wonder if we're going to end with a foreign word for a. Could be in French, on, German, ein. Yeah, I don't get that either. Hot and stuffy, but not needing to shampoo. Wow. No idea what that is going to be. One won't get drunk on this. Oh, I wonder just if it's a cryptic definition and it's wagon. If you're on the wagon, you're not drinking. And so you won't get a drunk on the wagon. It means this four-letter word there would end with W. It's possible, no, or something like that, or show. Let me put in wagon. I'm not very confident. Ooh, although I do see 9 across has 2 ing words. So yeah, it could be right. All right, doctors relaxed, glorious time. Well, relaxed can be an anagram indicator, but doctors is only 7 letters, so yeah, I think it might be more a charade, maybe MO for doctor and or DR, and then a word for relaxed, chill or at ease, and then it's going to be a glorious time. No. Be inclined to inhale gas, no more now. Well, I'm thinking if there's no more, like all out. But no, but be inclined might be lie or lay. Oh, and then that might inhale, or you put inside of that gas or a word for gas, maybe air. No, I don't see that. Heard dismissal of storyteller is a result needing explanation. Needing explaining, excuse me. So I think we have a homophone, dismissal of storyteller, and then I think the definition is going to be a result needing explaining. So I think maybe like an outlier. Yeah, I think maybe if you out somebody, is that um, dismissing them? But a storyteller, well, stories in British slang is a lie. So a storyteller is a liar. All right. Um, the naked president. Oh dear, that's not a good image. The naked president. Going to need some letters for that. So that might be the something something to go or to do. No. Let's try the acrosses. Posting, a little malicious, sickening. Yeah, so because we have the G, it seemed to me a little malicious might be the letter M, but that can't be at the end of the word, so therefore it would be M followed by a word for sickening, and it's going to mean posting, which I suppose more commonly in America would be mailing, ailing being sickening. So maybe a time period with insects when you're having fun. I feel like that's a reference to a song, but I'm not getting it. All right. It's plain a kiss is to ask too much. I'm thinking kiss is often X, so I think we might have an AX in there, a kiss. That sounds, yeah, I think it's going to be a word for plain. Oh, tax. Maybe overt is something that is plain, and our kiss, and that gives us overtax. All right. In endless rage, this flies. Question mark. So I suppose a four-letter word for rage, and we drop the last letter. But the definition, this flies, has a question mark, so I think it's going to be, yeah, a bit of a stretch maybe. How about Abe's Pub, where all want a good argument? Well, Abe, I immediately think of Abraham Lincoln. Yes, and so I think Lincoln's Inn is one of those legal things in Britain, um, where you're called to the bar. So I think you want a good argument from your lawyer. Let me pause and look up Lincoln's Inn just to see exactly what the definition is. All right, the Honorable Society of Lincoln's Inn is one of the four Inns of Court, professional associations for barristers and judges in London. To be called to the bar in order to practice as a barrister in England and Wales, you must belong to one of these inns. The others are Middle Temple, Inner Temple, and Gray's Inn. All right. Ooh, 8 down now looks, must be Nixon, the naked president. I don't see how Tricky Dicky would be the naked. Oh, I think maybe nix can mean nothing. I mean, I suppose the American usage would be the verb to nix something, to cancel it, but I think it might mean nothing, and then if you have nix on, you are naked. So let's check that at 15 squared at the end. All right, not here for the Latin translation. I think that might be another cryptic definition, and I think you might say someone was in absentia. Again, not 100% sure on that. It does look like wagon was right, though. One has a close relationship with a hooker. Well, there's a hooker in rugby. It's also a fishing boat in the west of Ireland, the Galway Hookers. Yeah, so I think it might be is it the prop forward? Uh, don't follow rugby too closely, but I think that might be it. Falstaff loved this bed. All right, I think it might be Falstaff loved this and then bed. But what did Falstaff love? Uh, Wine, mead, beer. But then what's bed if a bed is a second definition? Flower bed, crib. No. Wipe garment, a novel sort of wrap. Well, a novel or sort both sound like anagrams, but we would need 10 letters somewhere. Maybe sort of wrap? Oh, but then wipe garment. No, it definitely doesn't sound like the definition. That sounds like wordplay. Yeah, I think it might be a sort of wrap, but then is it a wrap as in something you eat or something you wear? All right, let's go back to the downs. Any of these others now? Ooh, yeah, this ending in an A does sound like a country. Maybe retire to A is that A, and then the definition is foreign country, which isn't strictly necessary. But after work, retire. No, I'm trying to think of countries that might fit that, but I'm not thinking of one. And this was our. Ah, yes, so hot can be H on your taps, hot and cold. Stuffy is airless, and if you are hairless, you don't need to shampoo, I suppose. All right, so this does look like a show. Performing one's duty. Show something. Oh, the show must go on? I think that must be it, but why is that the answer? Um, I suppose it's just very loose, vague, cryptic definition that if it is your duty to perform, you might say the show must go on. Not delighted with that one, but they can't all be winners, I suppose. All right, so after work, retire to a Eritrea, I think, would fit. Yeah, so after work, I think is saying after you anagram it, the word retire, it gets a little work done, like plastic surgery, gets rearranged, and then it goes to the A, and that gives us Eritrea. All right. Here's our doctors relaxed, glorious. Oh, glorious plus T for time has 9 letters, and if that is relaxed or anagrammed, I think we're going to get a urologist, who would be a doctor. I think no more now might be the end. Oops, how would that though be inclined, tend, Okay, and that inhales He, which is helium. All right. And this was our in endless rage. Oh, I do see as a hidden clue, we have the abbreviation SSR, which I think might be. No, now I'm thinking about it. I've seen in American crosswords, it comes up quite often. SST, I thought, for Concorde Supersonic. But let me pause and just see if there's an SSR as well. Yeah, I'm only finding SST for supersonic transport. I did see there was a railway, so maybe there's some, maybe it doesn't literally fly, but it moves very quickly. I'll leave it for the moment, and we'll see if our period when you're having fun. Oh no, it's not. It's definitely not SSR because I just realized it's that the insects are flies, and the ellipsis is there because you have to complete or time flies when you're having fun. So I think, this is very clever. So rage is fury without the Y, but the fur flies in a rage. So it's a, I don't know what you would call that, a bit of an and lit or any of our double duty, or just the surface reinforcing the definition or something like that. All right, that was our Falstaff loved this bed. No. Oh, let's try a couple more downs. To be sent in storm around yellow sea causes queasiness. I think it's going to be something to do with nauseating. I was thinking that to be sent in storm might mean we anagram to be sent, but that's 8 letters on its own, and then we have this whole yellow sea business. But nausea has C in it. I don't know what the yellow is going to be, a shade of yellow. Oh, AU is gold, right? So gold, yellow, maybe. So what's the word going to be? Nauseous? Do you have an A in nauseous? Nauseated? All right, to be sent. In storm. Storm definitely sounds. I think it might be an anagram of scent, and it's nauseates. The to be part confuses me. I think it's there just to make it read better. Yeah, because to be. I'm not sure about that one. Let me know what you think. To shoot old fowl is work of little merit. All right, I think the definition is going to be work of little merit. And the charade, I think, is to shoot. So what's a word for to shoot, beginning with a P? And then O for old, and then something for foul. It's not propaganda, gander. No, that's too long anyway, but also there's no homophone indicator. All right, let's go back to the across. So that was our wipe garment, a novel sort of wrap. Well, the U is useful because it's, I think, telling me it's not an anagram. Wipe could be rub or a novel sort of wrap. Nope. Fall asleep on hard wood in front of film on the road screening. Wow. That is very convoluted. I mean, the first part sounds like wordplay because we have all these positional things on and then in front of. But on the road screening, well, I think maybe the quotes and capitalization of on the road might be there to throw us off, and it's really just some form of screening that happens when you're on the road. Speed traps are speed camera would have fit, but not with the E there. All right, call from pigeon cage, not quiet. Well, a cage might be a coop without the P for quiet. Gives us coo, which would be a call from a pigeon or a dove. Food dispenser placed on the floor of the car. I think this might just be a double punning definition. So it might be a food dispenser, and it sounds like it would go on the floor of the car. Something matte. Oh, yeah, I don't know if anywhere still has these machines, but I've seen them in films, the automats, vending machines of food. And so it sounds like automat, yeah. I sloped off to strip. So I think an anagram of I sloped. What is to strip? Is it to strip? I'm thinking disloped is not seeing that anagram. I mean, disrobe would be good, but nope. Scottish mystery. All right, with 447, I'm immediately thinking Loch Ness Monster. And the McLaurin's sons resolved. Yeah, so I think we anagram the McLaurin's sons. So that one was a lot easier than one across. There we go. Hopefully those final letters are going to be useful. Gorilla. Who is the newsreader? I just remember her. She pronounced, at the time, we thought it was extraordinary the way she pronounced Gorilla. Of course, she was probably pronouncing, I'm sure she was pronouncing it the right way. All right, coach, it slithered all over the place. I'm thinking it's going to be an anagram of coach it, and that's going to slither our anagram, and it's going to mean all over the place. Chaotic, I think. All right. Summarily dismiss, giving one the boot. Kick out, I think. I think it's just sort of a punning double definition. Nothing too much to that one. Pretend article comes from native healer. All right, well, pretend might be sham. Article could be an, and a shaman would be a native healer. One's fast in the water, but slow on land. Wow. That's a great clue. One's fast in the water, but slow on land. A snail, I want to think, would be slow on land. But how is that fast in the water? We have sail around the outside of N, but I don't think... Are sea snails fast compared to their land brethren? I would put an S for our fall asleep on... Okay, so hard, I think maybe that H. And then wood. Yeah, so if that was an S... Yeah, not seeing it. All right. Precocious. Girl turns up without getting changed. Okay. I think it might mean precocious. Or maybe a precocious... Oh, I think... Yeah, I think turns up without getting changed is just a fancy way of telling us it's a palindrome. And I think it might be a little madam might be a precocious girl. I'm not 100% sure on that, but let's try it. Oh, we do have a D, so that's certainly... it's not D-I-S, it's D-E-S, despoil. So I think if you strip land, you despoil it. Here's a gorilla, one put in separate clinic. So I think gorilla is the definition, and we're going to put an I or one. Put in maybe a word for separate and then a word for clinic. Don't see that. All right, this was our to shoot old. Well, we have the O for old, I think, and then our foul. Foul is work of... So yeah, maybe it's just of little merit. Maybe work is part of the wordplay. What is to shoot beginning with P? Pop. You have a pop at somebody. Pelt. No. Oh, we have a nice K there for our sort of wrap. Oh, something jacket, maybe? Yeah. Oh, I'm wondering if the novel might be Kim. Is there a word ending in K-I-M that's part of a wrap? Oh, jerkin or something. No, what do you call those? No, don't see it. All right. Ooh, the top half. It is done. But yeah, this I think is one of the harder Vulcans we've seen in a while. Or maybe it's just me, I'm having a case of the Mondays. Anyway, I'm going to pause, sip my water, and look over the remaining ones. All right, that was a very productive sip of water because, first of all, I looked at that and I thought, of course, Sack was the name of the alcoholic drink that they have in, is it Henry the Fourth, Part 1 and 2? And yeah, the bed, sack slang. And then I looked at this and I just thought of, ooh, a crash helmet. And so if you fall asleep, you crash. The H was not hard. The hard wood is elm. Oops. Yeah, elm. Oh no, hold on. Oh, sorry. H is hard. I'm confusing myself. Then the wood is elm. And the film we often see is E.T. when they need a short definition for E.T. Film is very useful. And so, yeah, on the road, a screening, I suppose, a protection would be your crash helmet. All right. Ooh, so it's not snail. Ah, a crawl, a swimming stroke. And I suppose it is fast in water but slow on land. All right. Gorilla. What is that? Jettison would fit. Yeah, I'm still trying to think of a word for clinic. Don't see that. And my wipe, garment, a novel sort of wrap. All right, pausing again. Well, I don't have that one, but I looked over at my work of little merit and I thought of some novels are described, I don't know why, as a pot boiler. Maybe because they earn the author enough money to boil a pot. So to shoot is, yeah, to pot. I think take pot shots. Oh, and I think an old fowl, a boiler. I think maybe a older chicken. It's not good for roasting. So is that it? I don't know why they call them boilers, but anyway, I think that's right. So maybe this is a jacket. Wipe. Ah, yes. So if you wipe down something, you might dust it. Your garment is a jacket, and a dust jacket is a sort of wrap for a novel. Clever. All right. Oh, a partisan. So separate would be part. Um, and sorry, part. Then the one is put in, and then san. I think we've seen this before. I'm not crazy about it, but I think it's an abbreviation of a sanatorium. Again, useful for the crossword compiler, but I don't know. I don't think it's used very often nowadays. Anyway, let's check all. Everything is still there. All right, let's see what they're saying at 15 squared and get a few of these explained. All right, the blog is by Andrew. Oh, yeah, of course, we had Imogen on Friday. But this is the gentle start of the week. I suppose, yeah, I thought at one point around the 30-minute mark that I was struggling to finish it, but then they started coming fairly easily. Oh, and I didn't have to use word plays today, so that's a victory. Let's see, one across. We need to read the clue as performing is one's duty. Yeah, all right. I think I've followed all of the other crosses. Yeah, props and a hooker. Oh, they're adjacent in the front row of a rugby scrum. All right. And sack is fortified wine. And slang for bed, of course. Yeah. A food dispenser. Yeah, so there's a link there if we want to see what a... Oh, no, that's just the definition underlined. Sorry. All right, in the downs, there were three. Yeah, Nix does mean nothing. All right. And AU is gold or yellow plus C in an anagram of scent. I'm still not sure about the to be, but anyway, a partisan, iron part plus that old sanatorium thing. And then a precocious girl is a madam. All right. So Michelle, who's a newer solver, is yeah, new to me. Rugby doesn't follow, yeah, like myself, but I just knew enough. In 40 down, yeah, what is the point of to be? That's a very good question, sophomore. Um, yeah, and I think Shan, who I like their blogs, says cryptic definition so obvious that you need the crossers to be convinced. Yeah, so I think that's a fair point. Some of them you just go, yeah, like what was the first one? Wagon. I said, yeah, I think might be wagon, but it's not as satisfying as when there's wordplay as well that you can double check your work. I bunged in pimp from the clue. One has a close relationship with a hooker. All right. Anyway, ooh. All right. Well, I did enjoy it, and it did turn out to be easier than I feared at one point. Anyway, thanks as always for watching, and have a wonderful day.